At school, I was bullied a lot. During grade school, recess was the time where I kind of went out and got beat up. Growing up, it was really hard for me to align with people. I didn't understand social cues as much. I would always think, am I doing the right thing? And it drove me nuts. And it made me not want to be around people. And so it was this constant cycle of, am I doing things right? No. And then I would lose confidence, but then I would stop developing the skills to be able to be around people, and then that would drive me into more isolation. And it was really rough.
Yes, this isolation drove to more isolation. And so what did you do to cope with that? Those negative thoughts, that rejection?
Mainly as a child, it was some destructive behavior. Some of it was good, some of it was bad, taking things apart, and I was wanting to figure out how it worked. There were also times where I liked to set things on fire. I thought fire was awesome. And so, that sort of stuff at a really young age. Growing up, then getting older, I would have this anxiety and depression. I didn't really even know it. But then I realized that I started smoking cigarettes, and cigarettes would take that anxiety away from me for a while, and until I needed the next one. Smoking weed, I started smoking weed for over a decade because it was something that I was able to connect with people through, and it was something that really it made me feel better than what I was feeling in a sober mind.
So, what was the turning point for you over the last couple of years?
Well, a couple of years ago, I had a really bad falling out with some friends, and it was just another moment in my life where I felt like people left me, where I felt like I disconnected from people in my life. And it was just the same old story again and again. And so it put me into this depression and anxiety. And I put myself in my basement for months and months without talking to anyone. And I ran these tapes in my head about who I thought I was at that moment. And those weren't good thoughts about who I was. So I was telling myself all of these terrible things. And it came to the point where I realized, or I thought to myself, I'm either going to have to get help or I'm going to have to end it. And I didn't want to end it. And so I got help. And I spent the next good portion of time, several months, couple of years, I guess, doing therapy and going back through my life and finding reason for where I was. I would find why did I want to be alone, and what made me have these thoughts that I had. And I realized that I didn't have this validation of myself, this confidence in myself, and that in order for me to move forward, I was going to have to find that validation. But I realized that through all of this time, spending this time by myself, I actually learned so much about so many different things. And it led me to loving animation, to loving building furniture, to these places that I am right now. Finding these ideas about who I was led me to marrying my wife, who I just married a month ago. And I realized through all of this pain, through all of this suffering, that there was new life that could come out of that. And it was like it jumped out at me that this is the story of Jesus. That this pain, this death, this fear, it leads to this new life. And through that, I was able to find all of these new ways of living that I felt like I wanted to help people who suffered from these things. I wanted to tell them that their suffering can have it can lead to somewhere better. That they don't have to just live in that, and that they can actually come out of it, and that they can be a better person because of it. You know, one of the coolest things that that happened to me through this whole process was I found this incredible church, and I'm doing a talk about it right now, or talk in it, through it. What is the virtual world? Sorry. And I found all of these people that like have stories that are similar to mine, and they're finding this place where they can express their ideas and who they are without feeling judged. I don't know. That's where I'm at right now.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Well, thank you so much for sharing,
Yeah.
Carter.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. Thank you.